GovTrack. They track legislators' records. And mysteriously, because Kamala Harris was in 2019 the most liberal legislator in Congress, and they had it on their website, suddenly she becomes a presidential candidate and it disappears. Watch.
Quickly about Kamala's track record, because there's something else they're trying to wipe clean. GovTrack, which has always been an independent organisation. It hasn't been left-leaning, right-leaning. It's been pretty well trusted, and it tracks congressional voting records. It said that Kamala Harris had the most liberal, that's left-leaning, record in the Senate. That was back in 2019. Now they've removed that page. Thankfully, there is archived versions that are being shared on X and elsewhere. But it's getting a bit scary at the moment that verifiable facts are being memory holed, are being disappeared, Alex.
Well, Rita, you know why they're memory holding that is because they want a candidate that, aligns more with the middle America. And she does not do that. So that's why they hide this. It's just like a guy like George Santos. Say what you will about George Santos. He might have been, had a, dark past, but he voted conservative on most of the stuff that he voted and he still got kicked out. So they're trying to hide the truth. This should wake up everybody that's watching this, not just Australians, not just Americans, not just English people, that they tried to hide the real voting record of our politicians so that they can create a new narrative. So that's the reality. That's the sad part of this is that, yeah, she is liberal as heck, but they want to make her seem like she's more in the middle when she's not at all.
So, and this is what GovTrack said. We retracted our single-year legislative report cards after warning about their unreliability. And in this, if you go to govtrack.com, they basically blame Republicans, because they say the complaints came from Republicans. So, the most transparent administration ever. What do you think, Jen?
I think everyone should go to her Wikipedia and edit. Just keep editing. Give someone something to do.
Yeah, that's true. It's what they did to me. Every time that it was changed to be factual.
I spent months.
Yeah, exactly. Mick 40 says that they listen to you and that you should listen to her. She's one of the most brilliant people on air. This is true. I don't just say it because she's my daughter. I say it because she is a super sleuth. She can find everything. The professor says since we shared it on Facebook, Staten Island conservatives down 50%. That's interesting to know. Well, we know they hate us, and but thank you for still supporting us, Professor. Hello, Tammy. Good to have you with us. Jimmy Kimmel too poo-poo and Kamala. Poo-pooed Kamala. They undermine the truth. Yeah, well, they change it. They did it with Obama times 2 and Obama the first time. Well, listen, they pushed America towards Obama. And I mean, even as bad as Obama was, he was nowhere as bad as what is happening right now.
Yeah.
And I said it, and I'll maintain it. All right, and so look what's happening on Google.
Google has omitted the assassination attempt of Donald Trump in search results, and it has also been reported that if you Google Donald Trump, users were only getting news about Kamala Harris. So, look, I decided to try it out for myself this morning to test this theory, and what do you know? It turns out that these reports are indeed accurate. I just find this astonishing. Josh, what's going on here?
Well, I'll tell you exactly what is going on here. What is going on here is that Google and the various other Silicon Valley big tech oligarchs are putting an unapologetic thumb on the scale in favor of their candidate, who is the candidate of the uniparty of the regime, that is Kamala Harris, and against the candidate who is challenging the regime uniparty status quo, which is Donald Trump. We have seen this time and time again. In fact, Google really started to first flex its muscle, so to speak, during the 2016 presidential election when Donald Trump eked out a victory over Hillary Clinton. Actually, if you go back then, So there was a PhD, a doctorate by the name of Robert Epstein, who's a sociologist. He studies statistics when it comes to kind of shifting public preferences. He testified in the United States Senate in 2017, a year after the 2016 election, that Google was single-handedly responsible for shifting upwards of 3 million votes from Donald Trump to Hillary Clinton back in 2016. By the way, Dr. Epstein, who testified there, was a Hillary Clinton voter. So it's not like he had any skin in the game, so to speak, there. You know, this is one of the many reasons why I've been passionate over the years that America's massive tech companies, Google probably first and foremost, but other companies like Meta, Facebook, Instagram, really have to be regulated as common carriers in the Anglo-American common law tradition, the same way that ISPs, internet service providers, telephone providers, AT&T, Verizon here in the US, we have to regulate these companies the exact same way, because otherwise you're literally giving the power to actually decide elections, to shift election outcomes to unaccountable Birkenstock-wearing Silicon Valley dweebs with PhDs from Cal, Berkeley, and Stanford, rather than holding the actual people accountable as we the people are charged with doing under our American constitutional order.
Yeah, well, they're doing it with Yahoo search too.
They're doing it everywhere. They're doing it everywhere. So this is election interference. If the people can't get the news that they're seeking, then isn't that considered election interference?
And there's not one person, not one civilian that is standing up to speak to the news and write to the papers or put it all over social media. They're not saying anything.
Well, no, that's Elon Musk has been, talking about it over and over again. And there's probably millions of civilians that are saying something. But look at what they've done to us. I mean, no matter what page, I still have the Right Stuff Facebook page is still down because I shared the picture of the Pride celebration on the White House lawn, of the trans with his hands over his chest, and they said that it was nudity. I put that picture up without the person's consent. So now that was in February, and we're in August. So 6 months we are not allowed to do anything on that Right Stuff page. So, and look at what the professor just said. When he shares our stuff, what they're shown or their page visits go down. So either we really suck and we just shoo people away, which is a possibility, or there's a problem here. Google
I go with the problem.
Yeah, I go with the problem too. Conservatives really need to hold tech and media companies' feet to the fire. This has been going on since Obama. Yeah. The question is, what can we do? The only thing we can do is, vote and have a Republican House and Senate so we get legislation that holds these people accountable. Photos of shooter taken down. That's right. And also the photo of Donald Trump after he was shot was taken down. Now, in fairness, once Elon Musk started posting all this stuff about Google, and as a matter of fact, it was this was an Elon Musk post. Meta AI, couldn't tell you anything about the Trump assassination attempt, but when you asked about the Kamala Harris campaign, it was able to tell you everything. So once Elon posted this, and then the news media started picking it up, all of a sudden now, when you Google Trump assassination, or if you ask Alexa, because I asked Alexa one morning after this to tell me about the Trump assassination attempt, and she said there was no information, no such thing. When I asked about Trump's July 13th rally, she said that Trump didn't hold a rally on July 13th.